Let's head out to the Wimmera, out Dimbulla way, and catch up with Tim Blair from the Daily Telegraph. Good to talk to you, mate. I've got to get your thoughts on these nutty protesters. We've seen them in Brisbane, in Adelaide, in Melbourne, in Sydney, blocking bridges, blocking roads for their blocking ships, blocking trains, all this sort of stuff because of their usually climate protesters, but it could be anything. Now, the New South Wales government's bringing new laws in with higher fines and all the rest of it. You know, all well and good, but call me sceptical. I just see this tough talking and tough laws all the time. They never get imposed. They never stop these people. They never chuck them in jail.
Absolutely. The fines, as impressive as they are, although they'd be better fines if they had an extra zero attached. The fines mean nothing unless they're imposed by the courts of law. And time up time, as you point out, we get courts where they are incredibly on side with the protesters. There's very little point in enforcing laws when the legal structure itself is opposed to those laws. You know, New South Wales needs to be clean out in terms of its judicial level, and anyone I think who agrees that people who block traffic or hold up freight or block entire ports, anyone who thinks those guys are the good guys, get them off the bench.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care what their cause is. They're not there to inconvenience other people. They can easily protest without doing that. Let's go on to some of the renewable energy stuff, electric vehicles stuff. There's a bit of a spate of people trying to vandalise Teslas. Now, you and I often have a bit of a laugh about electric vehicles and the push there, some of the... But look at this. I mean, you wouldn't condone this to any car, any time.
Good Lord, no.
But a lot of cars have cameras now and they're actually picking this up. Doesn't seem to dissuade people. And there's all sorts of theories, Tim, as to why people would be doing this. One of them, of course, being that a lot of people hate Elon Musk now, who obviously owns Tesla, because he backs Trump.
That, I think, is the majority cause of these attacks. You know, I'm a right-winger. I'm a conservative. Property vandalism, attacks on private property are terrible to me. And it doesn't matter if it's an electric vehicle, a petrol vehicle, whatever. I mean, that's stupid. You're attacking something that's owned by someone else. Now, I understand that maybe there were a few attacks on Teslas in the US by people who just don't like electric cars to the extent that they want to hurt them and scratch them up. But I think it's far more likely now, during the heat of the US election where Elon Musk was so involved. Now, I think we've got the people who are taking their frustrations out on Musk on these vehicles. Yeah,
well, we showed the other week these stickers saying, I bought this car before I knew what a loser Musk was. I mean, now we know why they're putting their stickers there. It's to protect their car, perhaps. Now, we've also focused a lot on the dangers of these lithium rechargeable batteries. There's been another house fire in southwestern Sydney overnight. One person very seriously burned and the home damaged. Should have some pictures here. We can't issue this warning often enough, Tim, that you just can't leave these things charging overnight in a building in which you live. That you're asking for a disaster.
It's extraordinary. And again, we can't repeat often enough how loud the complaints would be if this was anything to do with, for example, with fossil fuels or with nuclear energy. These things are burning all the time and endangering lives all the time. When do you read about nuclear energy? Like even Fukushima, even the disaster that was Fukushima, when where a natural disaster sparked a subsequent nuclear issue, no one hurt. Seriously, these things are worse than nuclear energy. A lot of things are.
Yeah.
A walk through your kitchen's probably more dangerous, but this is getting really serious.
There needs to be a bigger focus on it. Thanks very much, Tim. I appreciate it.